Hi guys, and welcome back to Tommy Starcraft. This is your host Tommy with another Starcraft 2 replay this time for you guys. Once again we have a great engagement here from the year 2021, an international gameplay this time, as we have spawning here in the upper right in the red it is SCARLETT from Canada, and her opponent spawning here in the lower left in the blue it is ZOUN from South Korea. Now this game, like I told you guys, has been played around May 2021. It is from the Homestory Cup 9. So let's just see exactly what these two players have prepared for us, as ZOUN already building here his pylon into his expansion, so he perhaps very likely wishes here to do a fast expansion or perhaps some gateway build up here with some, indeed it is a gateway build up here, as SCARLETT already being blocked sadly for her with a probe here. So lots of Protoss are doing this trick here. They send a very early probe out on the map just to annoy the Zerg as much as possible, just to win a little bit of time, so the Zerg has to expand into a more far location here. So yeah, pretty good stuff here by ZOUN. ZOUN, of course, very new and a very young player here, very talented and strong. SCARLETT, of course, a much known player here. She's very talented, very much known, also very good character, a great character. And yeah, also participating in many GSL tournaments here. So yeah, she's from Canada but currently living in South Korea, as she opens up here also with a spawning pool and a gas. She might of course try to build another expansion here. Let's have a look at the Protoss as well here, with a fast expansion and a gateway. Gas is also up here for him. So yeah, let's just see. SCARLETT is of course known for her Queen and Zergling gameplay, with her nice creep spread. She's also of course known, as she's doing here, pretty standard opening up here, and ZOUN also with a pretty standard opening here, just securing here his expansion. And we have some cybernetic score here, so we very likely will be soon seeing some stalkers or some adepts here, as the overlord is going to spot this, of course. As slowly but steadily SCARLETT will find out now what exactly ZOUN is doing. Of course she will know that ZOUN is not going to be aggressive early on, as his expansion is up here and the first adept is being warped out. Now her first queen is also being spawned here. Of course queens are much needed early on for the Zerg, just to defend those expansions in case there will be some aggression. Drones are being transferred here, as another queen is also being done here with that speed upgrade for those Zerglings. And here are the first Zerglings out on the map. They really would like to take care of this probe and not allow here ZOUN to have as much vision as possible. Of course some Protoss like to go into a Stargate build with some oracles early on, and here is that Stargate. Of course oracles very strong early on, just to kill the economy of the Zerg, as SCARLETT also decides here to expand at the 1 o'clock position here. The first adept is also out here on the map, but it's already getting chased away with some Zerglings and a queen. So a nice job here by SCARLETT defending against this aggression. One Zergling might fall here, no, and she really saves that drone very nicely here with that spore. So really good job, as she's trying now to connect her expansions with those queen eggs here around. Let's have a look. This queen, the creep is spreading here. Let's have a quick look at the base here from ZOUN, as he's walling in here with that gateway and prepares his defenses here. We have a void ray. I don't see a oracle yet out on the map, so interestingly enough a void ray it is, going straight for that overlord. And now he's finally building a oracle here. So SCARLETT perhaps needs to build a spore into this location, or perhaps need to spawn more queens here. There is that spore what I was talking about, and perhaps into this location, as spores are of course very good anti-air. ZOUN also deciding to go for his second expansion here at the 6 o'clock position, and really soon once again SCARLETT is sending out some Zerglings here just to see exactly what ZOUN is up to. The first void ray and the first oracle are out on the map, so perhaps ZOUN is going to attack into two locations here. Let's just see exactly how he does. The first queens once again are trying to spread that creep as fast as possible. In comes the first oracle, but the spore is already up, so nice job here by SCARLETT defending this location, as she's going into a roach warrant. So perhaps we're going to see some aggression here by her, as well as of course roaches and ravagers early on are very strong. just to push here against this army build up here by ZOUN. You also have a robotics facility, as the first Void Ray is dropping here very low for ZOUN. So nice job here once again by SCARLETT defending, but we have already 2 kills here out. Sorry that I almost missed that with this Oracle. The Oracle at the same time taking, however, much damage here. So yeah, let's just have a look how this game is going to continue here. The Roach Warrant is almost done. The economy looking very strong here for SCARLETT. Same can be said here about ZOUN, as he also finished his second expansion. Let's have a quick look at his main. He's pumping more and more Void Rays. Of course, the Void Rays are very strong against those Roaches, given the fact that Roaches don't attack air, of course. Queens, however, are also here to back up those Roaches, and Queens are pretty good against Void Rays and Oracles, given the fact that they can also heal themselves. As SCARLETT, look at that, she's actually moving out here on the map with those Queens, with those Zerglings, so she feels very confident here. This is going to be a timing push, as we are closing it at the 6-minute mark here. And yeah, these Void Rays need to appear faster and faster here for ZOUN, as lots and lots of reinforcements are coming in here now for SCARLETT, as she's going straight for that expansion here. Fearless SCARLETT here from Canada moves forward. Zerglings and Roaches are in the front. There's just 3-4 Void Rays now here, with only one Zealot or two. Some cannons are being pushed now, but if she can target somehow these pylons, these cannons and shield batteries will have no energy. So here we go. Great engagement here by SCARLETT. Lots and lots of Void Rays are going for those Ravagers. Lots and lots of damages. Good micro here by SCARLETT. Same can be said here by ZOUN. ZOUN getting saved by those shield batteries. A lot of good vials here by SCARLETT against those cannons and shield batteries. Her army is resistant. Probes are being pulled now. More and more reinforcements are coming in by both players. Really great job here. It's still a balanced game. Those shield batteries are healing so much here for ZOUN, but his forces are slowly but steadily coming down. The heal is also going on here by those Queens, and in the end more and more Void Rays are dropping here, but also SCARLETT is losing so much here. So let's have a look. Some cannons are still shooting, and those shield batteries here for ZOUN. A great reaction here by him, as more Ravagers are being pumped up. However, there is an Immortal now out on the map. An Immortal is very good counter to Roaches and Ravagers. However, it's being taken care now by SCARLETT. Reinforcements left and right here for both players. Immortal is dropping very low, and now he finally drops, but SCARLETT is a little bit surrounded now. Another Void Ray is coming out here. Great virus once again. And yes, SCARLETT being surrounded here, I don't know if this is going to be looking very good for her. Needs to be very careful, as her units are dropping very low. Reinforcements are coming in, but it's just Zerglings. A nice force field now here by ZOUN, as those Void Rays in the back are still dealing damage here. Roaches are out, so both players are losing so much income here, so many units here by them. It's still a balanced game. Probes are now once again being pulled just to protect this Immortal. This Immortal getting healed by that shield battery. Incredible stuff here by ZOUN, as he's holding on. Queens are still healing themselves up, and more is being added by both players. What a crazy first game here by SCARLETT, with a great timing push here. ZOUN reacting with those cannons and shield batteries. Still so much damage being done here, and more reinforcements are coming in here for SCARLETT, as I see them on the map. What a crazy game here indeed. SCARLETT needs somehow to kill a building or two, perhaps to make it into this position. Great vials once again, doesn't really get a connection. Perhaps if she would kill that cybernetic score, she can somehow come through. In come the probes. Many probes have fallen here for ZOUN. He loses 8. This Immortal finally falls here, and more is coming in here for SCARLETT, and all of a sudden things looks very good for her, as there's, oh, sorry about that one, guys. There's not that many shield batteries here being built. Finally she gets rid of that cybernetic score, and slowly but steadily her Queens are going up that ramp. If she would go once again for those pylons, she would be in a good position, but then again I'm sure she knows exactly what she's doing, as this Immortal is getting pumped out once again. Here we go, Ravagers with that vial against those units, and yeah, more is coming in. However, she's very slow, given the fact that there is no creep. Finally another Immortal here out on the map, which is going now straight for those buildings, just to make place, make a way here for her army. So many Queens here once again. Ravagers are falling. Those Void Rays once again dealing so much damage, as they're being backed up now by those shield batteries. 3 shield batteries. The Zerglings get a nice connect on those Immortals, and finally ZOUN has to GG out here. So a great move out now here by SCARLETT. The first game goes to her. So really great effort here by her. And yeah, let's just see how this series continues, as I'm going to be casting all of it. So we'll be seeing you guys in the next game. Game 2 is about to come up. Alright guys, welcome back to game number 2 here in between SCARLETT and ZOUN. Let me just select the production tab really quick here for you. So really interesting game 1 here in between these two players, as SCARLETT was the victor here with a great timing push here against ZOUN. ZOUN once again moving out early on with those probes just to be as annoying as possible, and perhaps to once again deny here the expansion a little bit for SCARLETT. So yeah, like I told you guys, SCARLETT doing a great job here into game number 1 with a great timing push, with those queens, with those ravagers and roaches and zerglings and everything. What a chaotic game. Even ZOUN doing a great defense with those cannons, with those shield batteries, but in the end SCARLETT proving a little bit too strong here for ZOUN, as she once again moves out here with her probe, with her drone, sorry, just to expand into this position. So the same build order, I would say, by both players, and even the gateway here and the pylon also up here for ZOUN, as is also going here for that assimilator. So nothing yet out of the ordinary, still the same things are going on. Probe is still out on the map just to check if SCARLETT builds a early aggression spawning pool and so on, but nothing yet out of the ordinary, just a gas and now spawning pool. So the same build order here for both players, just like in game 1, and let's just see exactly if SCARLETT is going to once again choose the same tactics with that push, with those queens, with those ravagers and roaches, or perhaps she's going for something else, as ZOUN will very likely be prepared this time for this aggression. Now still both players are droning up and building more probes here, as the expansion is also being built here by ZOUN with his cybernetics core. So perhaps this time he's going for some stalker games, or without any adepts, we're about to find out. Perhaps he's going into more void rays, perhaps some carriers would be a possibility here for him, or maybe just immortals with stalkers and some archons. Many options are here open here for him, as the expansion is also up here for SCARLETT. So the same build order with that queen here for SCARLETT and yet another queen here for her. So the build order stays the same here as we have passed the 2-minute mark. The overall also is nicely being placed here into this position, and once again the first adept is also going to be out. Warp gate is being explored, as I'm pretty sure that SCARLETT is going once again to expand into this location here. So yeah, the same things are happening here in the second, but I think that this target is a little bit faster here now for ZOUN. So ZOUN perhaps wishes to be earlier on, more aggressive here against SCARLETT. Perhaps an oracle or two will deal massive amounts of economic damage here against SCARLETT. SCARLETT is moving, of course, her overlord into this position just to check the timing from that Stargate, and she's going to see it. So of course she's going to react very early on with some spores, perhaps more queens. So she sees that Stargate here as she's moving out, and yeah, let's just see her reaction. Another queen is being built here, and perhaps the main is going to also get protected by a spore or two. Speed is being upgraded here for those zerglings. Nice placed here overlord in the middle of the map, and a very far out queen here for SCARLETT, as she wishes perhaps to deal as much damage here against those adepts. ZOUN already taking so much damage here, saves that adept somehow. Here he is with 4 HP now, but very low, so he has to micro that one out. So early on a good aggression here by SCARLETT, trading a zergling for an adept. So really good job here by her. And once again the queens are in position. The spore is also being trained here, so ZOUN killing one drone, so pretty good job here by him, as the first void ray once again is out on the map. So the pretty same standard opening up here with this oracle. So SCARLETT already reacting to that spore into this location. She's going to drone up here, and yeah, perhaps another spore into this location. Oh, she actually has 2 queens here, so she should be fine. Yeah, let's just have a look at the follow-up here, what exactly this time the tactic is going to be. ZOUN also going for his second expansion here. Spore is up here, almost out for SCARLETT. So yeah, both players are currently just settling down a little bit, just making many workers. In comes the oracle. Is he going for a second oracle? No, going for a void ray this time. And yeah, the Zerling here for Scarlet is just spotting here the expansion, so she knows that the same things have been done here by ZOUN just like in game 1, so we might see once again a early try to push here out here by her, as the Oracle is coming in into this position. 2 queens are already expecting her, actually 3 queens, but he's going for this position, taking out here 1 drone, 2. Really good trade here by ZOUN. Yes, this Oracle is going to retreat a little bit just so those shields will regenerate a little bit here for him. So yeah, nice job here by him, also having a good map awareness here. The creep spread is once again very strong here by Scarlett as she lays her eggs around the map. Zerglings are into this position, perhaps she is going to try a bust here through, as there's just one adapt. Let's just see exactly what her options are, sorry. And in comes the Zergling here, but there's a void ray out and even some pylons are being placed with a cannon. She might get some connections here. No, she actually decides to retreat here a little bit. And let's just have a look. Does she have a roach warrant? Once again, there's that roach warrant and an evolution chamber. So once again, we might see a timing push here out by Scarlett, or is it going to be more and more cannons and shield batteries are being placed now here by ZOUN, as the queens are pumping more and more larvae here into those hatcheries. So a good revelation here from ZOUN, seeing everything what Scarlett is doing. And yeah, let's have a look. Is she going to push out? We are closing in. We have passed actually the 6-minute mark here, and those void rays are very nicely in the middle of the map, just to give as much vision as possible here for ZOUN with the robotics facility. So we might once again go for some immortals. This Oracle still with 2 kills here. So ZOUN is really trying to just stop that creep spread as much as possible here for ZOUN, for Scarlett. So Scarlett once again laying those eggs here around the map just to create a creep highway for her forces. So we might see once again an early push out here by her. ZOUN once again playing it very defensively, however transitions into more gateway buildings this time. So we might see some zealots, we might see some stalkers here, but actually he's going into a warp disruptor here. So disruptor, of course, very strong unit with that splash damage against those Zerg units. So nice decision here by ZOUN. Let's just see if it's going to work out here for him, as more void rays are being pumped out and more gateway units are going to be produced. Of course, he's going into mass gateways here. So yeah, let's just have a look at his plan. Perhaps some stalkers, mass adepts, zealots would be an option. His economy is looking very strong. So is the economy here for Scarlett, as she's moving out here with her queens once again. It's just queens actually, and we have a different strategy here by her, as she actually goes into Swarm Host. Swarm Host, a very interesting unit here, a very strong unit here with those locusts, but the highway needs to be spread a little bit more here for her. So let's just see exactly when she's going to move out. She needs to be careful and protect those Swarm Hosts. ZOUN knows now what's coming for him, as it's actually mass Swarm Host this time with Zerglings, with queens, as Scarlett is pushing out. There's that one disruptor, 2 disruptor shots, great connection here by ZOUN, a really nice job. Locusts are falling left and right against ZOUN, so really good job here with that connection, but those queens are healing up very fast. The void rays are also dealing so much damage here. In come the locusts here, so much damage here being dealt by Scarlett here. And remember, those locusts just cost energy, so it's really going to be very hard here for ZOUN to hold the position. In comes the disruptors once again with great shots here by ZOUN, really doing a good job here against Scarlett. However, Scarlett needs to wait now for her eggs to be laid on those Swarm Hosts. Once again, so much damage is being dealt by those void rays here against Scarlett, and those disruptors, of course, also dealing so much splash damage. Finally, she lays her eggs with those locusts. In come the locusts here against those disruptors, dealing so much damage. At the same time, she's going for this expansion here. So many probes will very likely fall in here. Here we go, 6 already. More and more is being added by Scarlett. 10 probes already being killed as she tries to force her way into this position. That shield battery once again is being so much tanky here, so she needs to retreat a little bit just to wait for more eggs out of those Swarm Hosts, or retreat. The zealots are taking out her queen. Sadly, she has no more energy just to heal up, as a disruptor once again might get some connections. So this time a good hold here by ZOUN. At the same time, he has attacked this expansion here, So Scarlett on the retreat a little bit. She did kill 10 probes here, so nice job by her. But perhaps Ravagers would have been a better idea, but then again I'm sure she knows exactly what she's doing with those wormholes, looking very nice here, just like mushrooms on legs. Really great unit, a very strong unit, as she once again is trying to move out here. Zealots are out with speed legs here, as Archons are now being added, and Archons are really strong counter against those Locusts with that splash damage. Even a Colossus now out on the map, also really good unit against Locusts. So Scarlett might have to retreat and just resync her strategy. She's closing in at a 200 supply mark here. So perhaps a more tankier unit will be added here by her. Perhaps some Ultralisk, we're about to find out. Ultralisk of course very good, very strong as she's going into her lair. So yeah, both players are regrouping. Scarlett on the high ground now. Let's just see exactly what she's going to be doing. She needs a counter against those disruptors, against those Colossus and Void Ray, so much damage here from the Protoss. She sends out her Locust once again, but ZOUN is just deciding to retreat. So yeah, nice kiting back and forward here by ZOUN. He does lose some units, and the Locust will fall here against that expansion. A good disruptor shot once again, killing so much Ravagers here. Great job here by ZOUN fending this attack off, as Scarlett once again regrouping here in the back, just waiting for that energy to respawn here. However, Archon's in the front with that splash damage and that tanky shield here for him with that one weapons upgrade. ZOUN decides to move a little bit forward, and here we have the Locust once again. Is she going to launch those eggs? Let's have a look. No, she's actually moving forward, but those Locusts are a little bit exposed here by her. Needs to be very careful. Now she lays her eggs, and in come the Locust straight for this position right now. Archons can't jump up the ledge, so she's going straight for that expansion. Perhaps she's going to attack the expansion. However, not that many Locusts make it out alive, as the splash damage is real here for ZOUN. ZOUN doing a great job here, building exactly the units needed to counter that splash, to counter those Locusts with that splash damage. Archons and Colossuses, of course, very strong. So a harder game now for Scarlett against ZOUN, as ZOUN is moving out. He's also closing in, and sadly for Scarlett now her mushrooms are getting connected now by ZOUN. Sadly for her, she loses so many swarm hosts here, but perhaps she wanted to do this just to transition into those Ultralisk perhaps. And let's have a look, we have a Nidus Swarm now out on the map. Really great job by Scarlett once again. There's that Nidus Swarm. Let's have a look, is she going into Ultralisk? Is she going to build some other units here? Infestation Pit is also out, as this Nidus Swarm gets attacked now by ZOUN. And yeah, even those swarm hosts have once again been killed, as things are settling down here a little bit, as we are closing in at a 15-minute mark here now for both players. So ZOUN doing a great job defending this aggression once again by Scarlett, also expanding into this position, and he also did a great damage here against the economy from Scarlett, as Scarlett has to build some spine crawlers here just to defend this base. So really good game here by both players. Scarlett once again tried with a great timing push here, this time with Locusts and Swarm Hosts, so yeah, but now she's just going to transition into a more tankier unit, into those Roaches and Ravagers here by her, as some Swarm Hosts are still into that Nidus Swarm. So yeah, let's have a look. So no Ultralisk very likely for her, as she's already been maxed out here on the map. She's going for her upgrades. And yeah, once again, ZOUN is pushing out. He has also almost a maxed out unit composition here. So let's have a look. Some carriers have been added, so nice army composition here by him. Void Rays, Archons, Disruptors, Carriers, Stalkers, and even High Templars with Psionic Storm. So almost every unit here being used by the Protoss. Really nice job, as he lays out his anger against those rocks, just to build a nice wheat here for his units. The shots from the Colossus are also very nice in red, so very beautiful army composition here by ZOUN from South Korea. Let's have a look at the answer here from Scarlett. She's going into some Vipers. Vipers with those harpoons would be very good against those Colossuses, and even against those carriers, as she can harpoon those carriers into his Ravage. Actually, she doesn't have that much anti-air, so she has to go for some more Hydralisk here, as more and more queen eggs are being laid. So we once again have a little bit of a stalemate here as some Zerglings are trying to get some connections here, but there's a nice wall in here by ZOUN. ZOUN is maxed out almost. The economy from SCARLETT looking very strong. And yeah, let's have a look. He once again is going to clean as many queen eggs as possible here, and we might have a nice engagement here onto this ledge. No, actually ZOUN is still waiting for some units. He's just roaming around here. So many Archons here by him. 2 disruptors are also in the army composition here, 3 Colossuses, and sadly for him this 1 disruptor is going to get taken out here for SCARLETT. So SCARLETT doing a nice job with that harpooning Vipers here. And yeah, ZOUN doing a good job here, clearing out those queen eggs here. Really good job here by him. Some interceptors also looking very strong here. And here we go. We have a nice flank out of SCARLETT. We might have an engagement here. Psionic Storm should also be casted as those items are full on energy. And SCARLETT decides to go into some lurkers now. So lurkers, of course, with their splash damage, also great counter to this unit composition. Always good to have lurkers with splash damage here. So once again, the players are changing their position. We have some nice feedbacks here. So Queen is falling, even a great Psionic Storm, and here we go. Archons in the front dealing damage with those Stalkers, but 1 Archon is being harpooned back. These High Templars are a little bit exposed here, so he still did a good job microing here his units back and forward. And ZOUN is just perhaps waiting for some reinforcements. Sadly for him, these High Templars are being... one is being killed. A good blink here forward takes out 2 queens, so nice job here by him. But SCARLETT with that strong economy and a good feedback and High Templar Psionic Storm here, doing a great job here. 5k minerals for her, almost 2k here for ZOUN, as those locusts are once again coming in here just to kill the economy from ZOUN. However, ZOUN prepared for that with those cannons, and once again we have an army move out here by ZOUN. Let's have a look. Is he going for this position perhaps? Is he feeling confident enough? His upgrades are pretty good. 1 to 2 upgrades here for him, as SCARLETT once again is moving back and forward, perhaps just to get a better position here. So nice second game we have here after the first game with that early aggression going into SCARLETT. This one's much more balanced, and here we go, feedbacks against those Vipers. Nice disruptor shots, so much splash damage here being dealt. A little bit of a bad position here by SCARLETT as more and more disruptors are getting connected. Good job by those Colossuses taking care of those roaches, and those lurkers finally also taking so much splash damage here from those Colossus. The Colossus are not being targeted in the back, so really good job here by ZOUN moving forward here, killing so much here from SCARLETT. SCARLETT not having those Vipers in her army composition, so that was a little bit of a mistake, but it happens. And yeah, ZOUN is just moving in forward with his carriers, with his Colossuses. The Archons have fallen, of course. Finally she gets some good shots against those Colossuses, and one carrier might also getting killed here, but the job has been done here by ZOUN as he killed this expansion. He's also going for this expansion, and yeah, even High Templars here, so many High Templars, so perhaps he's going to warp them into Archons as soon as the Psionic Storm is being dealt. Of course, ZOUN is going to lose some units now, and yeah, he has to pull back a little bit as SCARLETT is throwing everything she has against ZOUN now with those Hydralisk in the front. But Voidra is very good against those Hydralisk. It's a pretty insane game once again. However, the economy from SCARLETT hurting now. She's still looking great at 3k from 5k down. And at the same time, ZOUN here into this position, not mining from this position. He's finally transferring those probes into that position here. So what a crazy game we have here against with these 2 players, with those 7 carriers now. So carriers, of course, very good, but he needs to micro them nicely, defend them nicely against those Viper harpoons. And yeah, sadly SCARLETT has to long distance mine a little bit, as these locusts finally are making a nice move in here for SCARLETT, as this expansion is in trouble, but at the same time ZOUN is taking care of that. And here we go, another great engagement here, another great Psionic Storm dealing so much splash damage, and in come the disruptor shots, almost killing those lurkers here. So really nice job once again here by ZOUN with his splash damage, having that perfect counter here to SCARLETT. Things are settling down a little bit. This expansion is still up, cannons are being added here, and this expansion should also pump really soon those minerals and that gas. We are closing it at a 20-minute mark here, so much better game here by both players, much longer game, and we have some corruptors now in the air. Corruptors, of course, great against those carriers, great against those colossuses. Actually, I don't see any colossuses. ZOUN is adding some tempest here, but those corruptors should be very good against those carriers. So corruptors and lurkers now for SCARLETT, as she's facing so many areas here. So here we go, perhaps a first engagement. ZOUN needs that vision here against a SCARLETT unit, as she's even building some more spores here. Good connection now with those disruptor shots, killing two of the lurkers here. Nice engagement by both players. Tempest with that range, dealing so much damage here against SCARLETT, as we once again, both players are almost maxed out here. This disruptor is a little bit exposed, as ZOUN is once again going for the economy here for SCARLETT. So yeah, let's have a look. Some great Psionic Storm. The lurkers have been bored, but a lot of splash damage being dealt. Disruptor shot is also going to get some connections here. As yeah, let's just have a look how this is going to unfold. ZOUN decides to attack here. So much damage with those Tempest. Lurkers not getting it. Those connection. Nice kiting here for ZOUN, killing so much damage here. So the corruptors not really touching here those carriers here. So ZOUN having the high ground here. Finally in come the corruptors, going straight for one carrier, the second carrier, third carrier, but so much splash damage with that high temperatures here. So much damage being done left and forward. Many carriers have fallen, and finally SCARLETT has to GG out here, given the fact that this army composition here for ZOUN was just way too strong, and he really dealt so much economic damage here. So yeah, SCARLETT losing the second game here. Really nice job by both players. I will be casting you now. This is a best of 3, so let's just jump straight into game number 3 now, guys. Alright guys, welcome back to game number 3 now, the deciding game here on Oxidite. So very great series we have here in between Canada and South Korea, as once again I see the probe already moving out here for ZOUN, so we look like once again ZOUN being a little bit annoying just to block the expansion here from SCARLETT. So yeah, a really great series. An early game 1 with SCARLETT doing a great timing push. However, the second game moving here towards ZOUN with that anti-unit composition here, with that splash damage here against her locusts. Really great job by ZOUN in the end, winning him the game with those carriers, with those Archons, those High Templars, and even Tempest later on, as the corruptors from SCARLETT didn't get the connections she wanted against those carriers. Now finally once again ZOUN in position just to block the expansion here. The Overlord is already out on the map, so she's once again has to expand into this position. We have the same build order here for both players, pilot into gateway and gas. So yeah, nothing yet out of the ordinary. So yeah, the probe is still going to be as annoying as possible, and yeah, both players with that same build order. And yeah, spawning pool is also up with that gas. So let's just see exactly what these two players have prepared now in game number 3, the deciding game. Whoever wins this moves on in the Homestory Cup. So yeah, the expansion should also be up here for both players, as this might be a good lesson for you guys if you're a Protoss facing a Zerg, or perhaps if you're a Zerg facing the Protoss. These build orders seem to be very strong, very good, and of course it's being placed by two professional gamers here, so it could be of course a very good lesson. As also the timer is here. Oh, sorry, I forgot the production tab. If I find it, there we are. Sorry about this one, guys. Yeah, here we go. The cybernetic score is also up, gateway is up, so we might see once again the first adept. And yeah, double gas here for ZOUN. The expansion from SCARLETT also being finished here. Notice that she's going for a queen, of course. Queen's very good into defending an early aggression here, so always can always count on those queens. Some drones are being transferred into this position, as this probe of course sees everything here. And this time a Stalker is being warped out, so no adept gameplay now by ZOUN, as he decides to go for a Stalker. Of course he has vision with this probe, just to see exactly when the second expansion is going to happen here for Scarlet, or if there's going to be a second expansion here for her. Still the overlord once again finding a great spot here above this rock, giving her so much vision, just to see exactly when an army move out is going to happen here from a zone. First Stalker is out on the map, so he might get some kills here, he might get some connections against those drones. Sorry, but in the end he's just going to use him a little bit defensively here, as Scarlet is also going for her expansion here into this position. So yeah, more and more probes are being transferred here. Another gateway is going up. The first adept is also out just to block this entrance here, so pretty normal gameplay here by both players, as they're just waiting here for their macro games to go on. More and more drones are being produced. Of course they will be transferred into this expansion location, and some overload, so no early aggression yet here by both players. Pretty standard. I'm sure that he's going once again into that Stargate, and this time he goes straight for an Oracle, as I don't see that Void Ray out on the map. So ZOUN perhaps wishing to attack the economy once again straight for Scarlet here. However, Scarlet of course with those queens early on looking very good, as her creep spread is once again very good here on the map. No spores yet out for her, but I think she should be okay against an Oracle with those queens. Here comes the Oracle. This position is however not that good defended here by Scarlet, so she might lose a drone or two, but that overall is nicely being placed. And here we go. And yeah, this Oracle is nicely being fended off here by Scarlet. Please excuse me. So good job here by her. The Void Ray is attacking that overload, takes care of that vision. And yeah, the Oracle not really getting the connections, 0 kills for him. So Scarlet doing a nice job, even sends out here some early Zerglings out on the map, just to be as annoying as possible against this position, but the adepts have been nicely being hidden here behind that shield battery, so Scarlet can't go through yet. Her creep spread once again on top. She always sends out a queen here early on just to lay those eggs on that creep spread and just place that highway creep here for her. So perhaps once again she's going to try, perhaps like she did in first game, an early aggression. In comes the Oracle, however, and this time he gets the good connections here. 3 drones have been killed, 4 now. So a good job here by ZOUN against those drones here, attacking the economy here for Scarlet, as she once again is moving out with so many queens here. So we might see an early aggression once again. She's going for that Void Ray. She's going to place her eggs once again out on the map. So yeah, she's actually moving more and more forward. So let's just see, she's going for some Zerglings now, and she's going straight for this position, but ZOUN already reacting with that shield battery. Another shield battery, no cannons yet out for him. Some adepts are in position, and in comes this push, but it's just Zerglings and queens now for Scarlet, as we are throwing in at the 6-minute mark here, closing it at that 6-minute mark. The adepts should be able to hold this. Finally some Ravagers are joining in the fight, and she's going for those rocks, so this gives actually some time here for ZOUN to prepare his defensive. So more and more finding here nice force kills, and also some queens are in the front exposed here. They will be targeted, they will be healed. So much tankiness going on here, so good job here by both players, and a great micro once again by Scarlet, saving those queens. Good revelations, but she really these rocks are really much in her place, as she has to attack them, and losing some time and just allowing the Protoss to heal those shields with that shield batteries. And more reinforcements are coming in for her, but the same can be said here for ZOUN, as the adept is all going to move forward, but it's just a fake maneuver here by ZOUN here. Really great wires, but don't really get those connections. Once again, queens are healing up each other, as more and more Ravagers are coming in, and roaches. We even have an immortal now on the map. So much damage is being dealt here left and right. So many adepts will fall, Zerglings will fall as well. So many entries now on the map. Another great force field here by ZOUN, so he looks really strong. There is no creep on this place, so the queens are a little bit slow. The energy from the queens is falling very much, and things looks actually very good here for ZOUN, as he's pushing back and forward, kiting back and forward. This immortal very strong with 5 kills already on him. But the adepts have also fallen, and yeah, Scarlett needs to back up a little bit, just wait for her creep to come in here. She also expanded here at the 12 o'clock position. Nice, once again, good job here by both players, but there's 2 Immortals now, and Immortals very strong against those Roaches Ravagers. A guarding shield as well. More and more reinforcements are coming in here for ZOUN as more and more units have falling left and right. Nice connection with those vials, nice kiting by ZOUN here back and forth. And yeah, both players are licking their wounds now once again, as so many shield batteries into this position. Very good here by ZOUN, but his army is not that strong here for him. He needs to be careful. He's warping in more adepts in here, and more Ravagers are being spawned. As once again the creep spread just so crazy already here, knocking at the door of the expansion here from ZOUN. So really great job here by Scarlett once again, as more and more reinforcements are coming in. She perhaps is going to try and move out with some Zerglings in the middle part, in the left part. So yeah, let's have a look. Finally things have been settling down a little bit. Those Zerglings will not be able to come here through. At the same time, however, she has bought so much time for her expansion, she needs to pull back a little bit. One Queen might fall here, no. Nicely getting saved here by Scarlett. So once again Scarlett moving back and forth, healing her units, and of course ZOUN has to stay back into his shield batteries here. It wouldn't be a good idea to fight on this open map, but of course he knows better than me, given the fact that he's a pro. And yeah, Scarlett decides to pull back now, so things are settling, finding down here. Early aggression once again. 4 drones have fallen here for Scarlett, so this Oracle might have came through and just killed so many units. For actually 7 drone. Where exactly is this happening? Sorry about this one, guys, I'm totally missing it. Sorry about this one. 7 drones have been killed, but I did miss it. Perhaps into this location, perhaps into the main. I totally missed this one, guys. Yeah, well, let's just have a look what exactly is going to happen. More and more queens are coming back here at home just to defend. Yes, she once again is moving out here, this time without any queens, just with roaches and ravagers out on the map. The creep spread is not that good here. The creep spread is better into this position here. So yeah, once again she regroups here our army. She's going to take care of those rocks, but there's a Colossus now out on the map, so the Colossus with that splash damage, so much good here against those unit composition out of Scarlett. Still the range hasn't been done yet here by ZOUN, but I'm sure it's going to get done really quickly. Here we go. He's already taking care of that. Now he's on the high ground. He has some good force field here, but they will be taken care of those Ravagers. So once again they are just trading blow, but ZOUN is coming back just to wait for his upgrades to kick in. Even weapons 1 upgrade is being done, blink is being done, so same can be said about Scarlett also doing her upgrades for her Ravagers. So yeah, at the same time her economy looks very strong. She has to play some spine crawlers and some spores just to defend here her expansions. And yeah, let's have a look what location is she going to choose. Perhaps this location would be better, but even 2 Colossuses once again are being pumped out here by ZOUN. This location is a little bit hard for her, given the fact there's just so many shield batteries. Still she's going for this location here, sends out her virus, and more kiting is going on. There's a disruptor now on the map, so she needs to be careful against the disruptors, casting those virus against those rocks, killing them very fast here. There's a nice observer here out on the map. As Scarlett already is being maxed out, she needs to be careful with so many units. Of course she's going to get connected with some disruptor shops here, and more stalkers are being added. Disruptors is a little bit exposed here. Finally she's going straight for those shield batteries, as once again the Colossus dealing so much splash damage here. Virus are being launched, guarding shield is up. Both players once again good connection with those virus, once again a good connection, but ZOUN is blinking in here forward. But was it the wise decision? Once again the virus are getting great connections. Those Colossuses however in the back dealing so much splash damage here against Scarlett, as she has to move forward. Even blinking forward here has the high ground. And yeah, Scarlett losing a little bit of her army, but the same can be said also by ZOUN. And yeah, let's have a look as she's going to regroup. Perhaps she's going to transition into some other units. Finally some Ultralisk would have been good, but yeah, the layer is going up. Let's just see exactly what she's going to choose for. Perhaps a drop would also be a possibility with some overlords into this position. And yeah, let's have a look. So many Stalkers here, upgraded 0 to 1. And yeah, let's have a look a little bit at the upgrades here for Scarlet, also 0 to 1s, as she's going with a small group here against those cannons. Those cannons nicely being healed by this shield battery. At the same time, a Zealot here being annoying, just denying the economy here for Scarlet. We might have an engagement here. No, that's just both players kiting back and forward here, and the Zealots will take care finally of those units. The Queen will take care of the Zealots, so once again, this time perhaps an engagement here. Just Ravagers and some Queens in here. Stalkers, this time ZOUN is the one being strong here, moving forward. Some Immortals are also 3 Immortals, very very important unit here for him, as so much damage could be dealt by him. But an even more important unit are those Colossuses with that splash damage, and here we go. Guarding shield is up, ZOUN is looking very confident. He is moving forward, he is maxed out. Scarlet might be in a little bit of trouble here. Blinks here forward, very very strong blink here. Dodges those vials. Same can be said about Scarlet, dodging those disruptor shots, and he's going straight for the economy, straight for that hatchery. The drones have already been retreated here, so Scarlet losing sadly for her this hatchery. So ZOUN showing his strengths here from his forces. Still the economy looks very very strong here by Scarlet. She's at 5k minerals. ZOUN killing, however, denying this hatchery here. And even this spore is going to bleed out here for ZOUN. So what a crazy game indeed we have here. This time once again a more macro orientated game than game number 1 here. Scarlet tries with a small push here to deal some damage, but ZOUN is prepared with some Zealots here. Still the same army composition with those Vipers, with those Ravagers and Roaches. No Ultralisk yet for her. This Ultralisk would have been a good idea, maybe you guys know better than me. And yeah, let's have a look once again. We might have an engagement here, lots of splash damage once again. Roaches are falling very fast, even some High Templars now with Psionic Storm. So much good damage here against this army composition. Even blinks forward, feels very very strong here, moves out into the next location here, into that next expansion. Not that many defenses here for Scarlet. Scarlet needs to be careful. Nice pulls against those High Templars. So 3 High Templars have fallen here. Good job here by Scarlet, just trading energy for those units. And the disruptor shot once again, great connection here by her. And yeah, she's killing more and more High Templars. She really fears that Psionic Storm. A nice surround could be here done, as some Hydralisk have joined the fight. Nice blinking forward. ZOUN tries to find a good position here as he's moving back and forward. Nice force field here just to block the entrance. And yeah, that hatchery already taking so much damage here. Those Colossuses once again so much strong here for ZOUN, but he also loses some Stalkers, so he has to regroup a little bit. And let's have a look at the follow-up here by ZOUN. Some High Templars are defensively being stayed back in the home. And yeah, things are settling down a little bit once again, as we have a retreat, this time by ZOUN. 0-2 upgrades for him. Colossus as well. Let's have a look at the upgrades here by Scarlet. Only 0-1 for her. Hydralisk are being added now for her. So yeah, Vipers also in the air. Viper very important unit, so that they can harpoon those High Templars, those Colossuses. Perhaps it would be better if she would harpoon those Colossuses. So really really good job by both players, once again showing us an entertaining game above the 16-minute mark here. The third and deciding game here from this series. It's still anyone's game given the fact that both players are maxed out. Once again, the economy from Scarlet looking much stronger here, as she has splitted her troops here, so she needs to be careful if an attack is going to happen. Not that many Ravagers will be here, but yeah, those Lurkers will be very good just to counter the units with that splash damage here. So yeah, nice Stalker here is going to see the army move out here by Scarlet, as we have a nice blink in here forward. Observer is also in the air, and there some carriers are being added now, so she really needs some Corruptors, but will she have enough time to transition into Corruptors? Nice pull now, but the Psionic Storm dealing so much damage against those Lurkers. Nice blink in here forward. He's going straight for those Vipers, and that is going to be the GG. So sadly for Scarlet, her economy was very strong, but she didn't have time to transition into those Corruptors, as this carrier push here with those Stalkers, so many Stalkers and Colossuses, or Colossuses dealing so much splash damage. Such a great unit here. And sadly for her, she also had some Ravagers into this position, so not her whole army is being placed here. So yeah, a good game by both players in the end. ZOUN adapting to the early strategy, early aggression by SCARLETT, defending really nicely, and his macro game in the end proving to be a little bit much stronger against SCARLETT. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this replay as much as I did. Perhaps you're gonna learn a little bit from it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. This is your host Tommy signing out.